let's move on to our next topic.
I wonder how much I weigh now.
And I will go with
I'm gonna say 135.
rock. Oh no, I'm gonna go with my topic.
Okay.
My topic is Deadpool and its success.
So everyone's seeing it, right?
I have not seen it,
Oh, wait,
my
what?
God,
but it's okay.
can't
You
even
can
about
talk.
it,
I'm not seeing it for spoil. Like I could care less about the story and the spoilers. Like it's about the experience and like just the jokes, and it's totally fine.
dude.
I mean, I
That-
know the whole story just from the trailer alone. It's very simple, but I just think it's very fascinating to me that the narrative of Deadpool. But go ahead, if you guys wanted to make comments, like go for it.
Dude,
Okay.
like, Alan, you seen it too, right?
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Fucking hilarious. Like I love that they brought the whole comic just into the movie. Like it's just everything that you've expected and wanted, and it's there. It's first rated R.
Yeah.
Comic book movie, which is great because they had to because it's. I
Watchmen.
mean, they dropped the F-bomb more
No,
than.
so they didn't have to, dude, and in fact, they didn't want
They
to
had
do
to.
rated. No, well, yes, of course they had to from a informed Deadpool
Right,
fan.
exactly.
But Hollywood doesn't make money off rated R movies, and so they want to make it PG-13, right? So there's like, so that's why I was talking about the narrative of how it was created, like.
But they made a ton of money though.
Okay, that's what's interesting is that they made a ton of money, but where they came from is insane. First of
Yeah.
all, like, okay, has everybody here seen Wolverine Origins?
Yes.
Okay, do you remember the Deadpool that was made in Wolverine
Yes.
Origins? Yeah, so first of all, Hollywood said, fuck Deadpool, like, we can make something better, and they fucked up royally, and people were pissed. And
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds himself was like, look, I apologize, and I promise you we're working on a Deadpool movie, we're going to do
Yeah.
it right. They went far in pre-production, and then that movie got canned because Hollywood looked at it and was like, this is not going to make money, we need to do PG-13. This, like, they don't get it, right? Because Deadpool is this like out-of-body comic experience. He talks and he breaks the fourth wall constantly. He's this pseudo-villain, pseudo-hero who like cracks jokes and like is just insane, and like I understand how Hollywood execs just don't get it, right? And then they cut the film stops production, and then somebody, thankfully, leaks the
Trailer.
not the trailer, because it became the trailer.
POC.
It became
Proof of
yeah.
concept,
What was it?
basic. Proof of concept.
That's right.
basically.
And Alan, you're very familiar with the movie production. If you wanted to talk about the proof of concept of what that is, and like,
It's usually done like it's done to pitch to like a studio or somebody like whoever wants to make the movie that shows like, hey, this is what we can make it look like the whole movie. Here's like a little segment of whatever you'd like to see from this to show you this is what it'll look like. This is how we can pull it off. Like, will you greenlight our project to actually go into full production? And then they still go through the initial stages of whatever storyboards or writing and
Gotcha.
everything. And it's filming. So like they only film like a tiny section for the proof of concept, and
Right.
then that's not part of like the actual movie film.
and that proof of concept was rejected, and then it was leaked, and everybody was like, holy shit, they did it, they did Deadpool, why isn't this being made? And
Yeah.
and like voices just like came pouring out, and eventually they're like, okay, we'll make it, and then but we're making it PG-13. More voices rose up, was like, you cannot do Deadpool PG-13, you have to do it rated R. They're like, okay, fine, we'll do it rated R, and then it's not going to make money, but whatever, and it fucking comes out, and it kills box office records for like, I don't
Dude.
know, March, whatever, it made...
That in the
February.
first
It's going
3
to
days.
surpass $300 million tomorrow or today, as of this filming, and it's like the biggest grossing January release ever for a new movie that wasn't on Oscar platform. It's insane, and so they finally nailed it right, and then Hollywood's like, oh, I guess we were wrong, and now, like, Hollywood still doesn't learn their lesson. They go, oh, it's a hero movie, rated R. Let's make all rated R superheroes. That's what people want. Yeah, that's it. And it's like, no, you
No.
motherfucker, you're not getting it. Like, so
Yeah,
stupid.
it's data. It's just data. It's not really. They don't have like a pulse to like what everybody's wanting. They just are like look at the data, like money, R-rated superhero movie. Like yes, make many. Like just
it
like when
out.
all the Marvel movies were like made money.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was
It's like, okay, we need to make our own ensemble Marvel movie now, and like we need to make an ensemble DC Comics movie now, and like it's like no, we don't.
Yeah,
We really
and
don't.
it was the same thing I was talking about PRing with games. It's like you're just pulling data of what people like and stuff, and then you have no context for that data, and so you just you arrive at weird results, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And in this case, it's like kind of scary because they're like, oh, we're just radar movies work. Let's apply it to everything. Like Superman, I think it kind of worked out, but like there was a lot of pushback when they were like, we're going to do a Nolan Superman. It's like, no, Nolan did Batman the way he did Batman because that works for Batman. It does not apply. It's not applicable to Superman. And they still did it, and I think enough resistance maybe kind of saved it. But, like, whatever. Like, trying to make a superhero movie dark just because one superhero did it well.
Dark R-rated Spider-Man movie.
That doesn't work. You can't do it. And so,
Well, fucking A, Mary Jane.
Here was my experience with that, is that when I went to go see that movie, I was with my wife and we were deciding like what movie we wanted to go watch, and really she's not about anything that's like super action packed. You know what I mean? Like she'll do action and stuff like that, but not like movies that are just based around action. Yeah. So this one was like, it was kind of like throw up in the air, like should we go see it, should we not? We decided to go do it, and I loved it. Don't get me wrong. I'm already in there. I was like all about it. As all over it. This is great.
Plus, Ryan Reynolds is awesome.
Yes. Plus, he's one of my man crushes. I'm not gonna lie. Dude did a great job.
You look like an avocado had sex with an older avocado.
Exactly.
Thank you.
That was the greatest. That was the greatest scene, dude. Like there was so much more to that, Clay, in that scene.
Yeah,
it was so funny.
Good.
Awesome.
But
so my wife, though, on this, though, she's not an action person. She went to that movie and she was like, well, this is one of the best movies that I've seen in the past few years. Like, this was an awesome movie, not even really about the superheroes or any of the different stuff. This was done really well. It was full of comedy, so it allowed us to be like constantly full of breaks of just like laughter mixed with the violence,
Which is very violent.
So for her, it was like extremely violent too. So where she's not a violent person by any means. She doesn't watch any type of war movie, anything at all of what you saw in Deadpool. Yeah. But she got a kick out of it too. So it's like.
Is important.
Exactly. Yes. So to me, it's like it played to all those I guess demographics that normally a lot of movies wouldn't. Even though it was R-rated and stuff like that, and everybody, pre-18 kind of deal couldn't be able to experience it. I still feel like, though, people that wouldn't have normally gone to a movie that would have been like that still went and attempted to go check it out. Mm-hmm. Maybe probably because of, like you were saying, the writing, but the humor that was also involved in it too, which I feel like they captured his character really.
That's all from the writing, right?
Yeah,
like they have to write those jokes and like write those interactions. Like you're an older avocado that fucked an older avocado. And somebody was like, "That's funny."
That's Deadpool comedy. Like, let's put that in there.
They built the movie right. You know what I mean?
I was wondering. Yeah, I was wondering though. Is that more of Ryan Reynolds and what's the other guy's name? That's avocado.
Yeah,
guy?
I know who you're talking about.
They ad-libbing? You guys think they're ad-libbing at all, or do you think that's just full writing?
I think they...
Because I think...
There's a mixture, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a mixture of stuff.
From my understanding, like, Ryan Reynolds really took to heart the backlash that X-Men Origins Deadpool got.
Oh, yeah.
And I give that movie a ton of shit, but without it, I don't think they would have taken the Deadpool project as serious. And because of that, I think Ryan Reynolds is in that right. I mean, I think they really did read a lot of the comics, and they tried to get to the heart of what made Deadpool Deadpool and the type of jokes that happen. And they're like, okay, this feels like a Deadpool joke. I mean, Ryan Reynolds is funny. They can make funny stuff, but it's like it's about approaching the subject matter and like what is funny to Deadpool and like what like kind of jokes work in those scenes. I think they nailed it from what I saw in the trailer. Like, it's fucking awesome, man. He's killing people in the middle of like a van, and the van's rolling over, and then like he has time to like write and like point to what's gonna happen. Like, dude, that's
if you even saw that,
dude. Yeah, he's like, shit.
Yeah.
Did I leave the stove on? He's like, you have no idea. You have no idea, Clay. Some of the funniest parts of the thing I love most about it is that even when it got serious, to the point where you're like, oh shit, here it comes. Like here's the part where it's like, it's just gonna get serious. It wasn't serious at all. Like he could just boom. It was just immediately in there. Like
there's a scene, dude, where it's like they're in the biggest fight. He gets stabbed in the head with a rebar in his face. Like,
dude, it's just.
And he still pulls out humor. Like a unicorn comes running out and he's like fingering his he sees his girlfriend. He's like doing this kind of thing. It's like Steve was saying, there was never a point where it just got like it was just full on action. And that's it. It's serious.
That's why you read the Deadpool comics, though. Like, that's I was gonna say that's what you're expecting and what you're liking. And like that comment about the stove on, like that's Deadpool joke. Like it's constantly like it's serious, and then like they bring you. He's able to. You're able to relate to him because like he has these like holy shit moments that you have when you're in the car going to work. You're like, oh wait, fuck, did I turn off the lights?
Yeah.
He's doing it in like this most like serious moment. So you're like, oh,
Like,
dude, it's great.
That's why it's like when he found out he had cancer, dude. Like in the middle of the night, they showed a scene, and it was Ryan Reynolds, and he was there with his girlfriend. And she was sleeping, and he was crying. She wakes up, she's like, "Are you okay, baby?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, I just had a bad Liam Neeson nightmare. I was trying to take his daughter, but he wasn't having it." He's like,
Yeah,
and
they
then like
really
he lays
nailed
down
the
with her, and
fourth
she's
wall
like,
breaking
"Oh, okay,
stuff.
just making sure you're okay." And he's like, "Yeah." At some point after 3 movies, you just think he's a bad father. It's just like you think it's gonna get serious, and it just doesn't. Like he just brings you back, and I loved
That's
it.
great.
I mean, it's just everything. The fourth dimension breaking. They
Whoa.
did a lot of that because
Fourth
I
dimension
think
breaking.
yeah, well, Ferris Bueller, remember? He used to talk to the audience. That's what they were doing that.
Fourth
They had
wall. They call it the fourth
fourth
wall.
wall. Yeah, whatever. Sorry. Well, they did that at the end of the
It could
movie.
be
I don't know if you
dimensions, don't worry.
saw that trailer. They did it at the very end of the movie. You know how like Marvel does a thing where it shows like the thing.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
yeah.
he came out. It was the same exact scene as the end of Ferris Bueller's
Spoilers.
Day Off. Sorry. Well, I mean, never mind. Go ahead.
This whole
I'll
thing's
say
a
it.
spoiler.
I know. I've read about it. I know
seen
what you're
it.
talking about. I think that's great.
Okay, I figured you read about it, but
Um,
yeah, it was pretty. Just everything that they did.
There's even Easter eggs of like, so Ryan Reynolds has played the Green Lantern, and that movie like
Oh,
famously
yeah.
bombed. It even like talks about it, like when they're doing his superhero.
Is it
thing.
don't make my super costume green?
Yeah, and don't make
Or
and-
CG.
Yeah, or CG. Yeah, and that's awesome. That's so good. He takes it.
I think the funniest kind of like running joke in the movie though is him talking about Wolverine the entire
Oh
time.
my god!
Oh, yeah.
dude.
He like references Hugh Jackman and Wolverine like so
Yeah.
many times. Like
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, I'm going to see the X-Men. Like, am I going to see James McAvoy one or Patrick Stewart one?" Like,
nice.
yeah, no,
dude.
I think Clay, from what you showed me of like the comics and stuff, like in college, like it hit exactly what I saw in the comics. Like
That's
what
good.
you said, they did the research for what the character's like. They definitely
They
went
hit it.
really deep into like getting that character down. Yeah.
Chimichangas, man. Chimichangas.
But yeah,
That's
you'll
good.
like it for sure. But yeah, I feel like back to kind of like the root of the topic, the R-rated superhero movie. I feel like there are some movies that would be good R-rated, like a Wolverine movie that's R-rated actually could be good, but not if they're just gonna make him like say fucking stuff a bunch just to make it R-rated. Like that's stupid. But like the fact that he has like swords for hands and should be
Yeah.
like slicing people up means that it would work as an R-rated movie. Because I heard the newest Wolverine movie, the one where he goes to Japan, that actually the original cut of it was going to be rated R because it was too violent.
They cut it back.
How do you guys
And they cut
think
it back,
the,
yeah.
I was gonna say, do you guys think the Suicide Squad should have been rated R?
Is it not?
It probably should have been rated R, honestly.
I don't think it is rated R, honestly. But
It probably should have, but I
like,
mean,
for
they
those
casted
kinda
Will
like-
Smith. I mean, they knew
Yeah,
they were
Will
trying to
Smith.
play safe. I have questions about that.
Yeah, it doesn't look good to me. I don't know if you guys have seen the most recent trailer, but
Yeah,
I
it
haven't.
most recent
it's not-
trailer was I liked it a lot because I like
There
the
were
song
moments.
went well with it.
That the action looks somewhat entertaining, but I could care less about any of the story development. I could care less
Yeah.
about the narrative. Like, I think they butchered Harley Quinn. Like, I don't think they're doing Harley Quinn that much justice. Maybe I'm wrong, but from the surface, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that direction. It's a shame. But
I don't like how Will Smith is like still a good guy, kind of. He's like, "All right, guys, time to save the world." Like I was like, Will Smith, dude, you've done
Some
this like in
kind
every
of-
movie.
I just
Suicide
don't
Squad.
know why they
Yeah,
casted
some
him.
kind of Suicide Squad. Like, oh wow, title drop.
Yeah, right. It's so lame.
Yeah.
Crap. Okay, so the one question I had about, like, I understand that Wolverine could be, but like, I'm so used to seeing Hugh Jackman as a character, and Wolverine, like, he is family friendly. He is PG-13.
But he is so intense, even in these Wolverine movies. You know,
It's like Star Wars. Don't you think it'd be a little jarring if like you saw like a Star Wars movie and like the lightsabers like cutting through and blood squirting? You'd be like, that.
well, yeah.
kinda
But
weird.
I think
It's impossible, man. It cauterizes it as soon as it goes.
Stop it.
I
I'm
know
just
that.
saying.
man.
But even in the Wolverine movies, even in like Wolverine, whatever the newest one was, like not Origins, just the Wolverine,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think the action is intense and like
But that's
brutal
my-
enough that it would make sense to be R because it doesn't feel family friendly or anything like that in it, you know?
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, I can.
And Hugh Jackman is like the guy who like in the X-Men is like fuck off, you know. So he's already established this character of being, you know, a hard ass that, you know, will tell it like it is and will punch a bitch through the heart with his sword hands whenever he wants.
Okay.
So,
Maybe it's because I didn't see that movie, but in my perspective, my own personal opinion, Hugh Jackman is like Wolverine on Broadway. Like I don't see him as this like killer. And so when you're telling me he's going to be like cutting things and blood's going to
I
be
think
you
he
should
could
watch.
do it.
You
Like,
can watch
Yeah.
watch the Wolverine.
Okay.
I mean, it's not the greatest movie by
Right.
any means. Especially the final act sucks nuts. But watch the first half of it.
Okay.
And it's
You're talking
pretty-
about the samurai one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot, and maybe that will sway me. Oh, that's a fair point.
Because I,
think
thought
he
they
could- I
made
think he
him
could
really
act-
badass in that.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I think
Yeah.
he could play that character.
All right.
He could definitely.
Old Man Logan is the rumor. I don't know if
Yeah,
you
it
guys are familiar with that, but it's a story of it's kind of like a what if, but at this point it's status quo of Wolverine losing his regenerative powers or living long. Like he regenerates, but it like slowly slows down, and so he gets to a point where he's just really old and he's just like crazy experienced and great. Like you know what I mean? Like he's a vet, but he's just slower, so he's a little bit more susceptible to damage and stuff like that. And I don't know the crux of the narratives with Old Man Logan, but a lot of people are excited about seeing an adaptation.
Bringing it in.
Yeah.